Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Carolyn. Today I have another tarot reader reacts to TarotTok. So I'm going to go on TikTok and scroll through until I find some videos that I think is going to be entertaining or educational for you. I am a tarot reader and I am a witch, so that's my perspective going in to watch these TikToks. If you're not already a part of this family and subscribe, please do so. I would love to have you a part of this family, and make sure you turn on that bell notification so you don't miss out when I post my next video. I post new videos every single week, and I'll have other videos of mine linked in the cards above for you to watch next. I post more fun videos like this. I also post educational videos to help you all in your spiritual journeys, and I also post readings. So I do collective readings and pick a pile readings. So I got my headphones in, so I'm gonna go ahead and start looking for some TikToks.
Somebody hates you. No,
Sounds like Leo.
You're not going to win the lotto. It actually says you're going to be in crippling debt.
Oh my God.
There's going to be an accident. You're going to lose your big toe at a Pinot
That's
and
so
paint
specific.
night. Sorry. You owe the government money.
True.
Spirit, show me a phone. It's ringing. Think maybe you're going to get a call from somebody? Oh my God, no, sorry. It's actually my phone. Sorry. Hello?
I really enjoyed that TikTok. I thought it was really well done. It's really funny. I feel like a lot of people take tarot to be too serious, and sometimes it's not a message. It's just what's going on in like your day that everyone goes through. Or some of those were like oddly specific. It's like, yeah, I don't think anyone's really into that. I thought it was just really well done. And I know that person is a tarot reader who's like poking fun of other tarot readers, or that person is just poking fun at tarot readers. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with making fun of any profession. I think you definitely have the people who take it a little bit too seriously, and it's like we're all meant to have fun with it. And I think there's a difference between like using tarot to like help you in like choices, and then like relying on the cards like too much. And I feel like that's what a lot of people do, and I think that's kind of what that TikTok was pointing out, even if it meant to or not. We don't always have to like look at the cards for every single thing in life. Sometimes it's okay to not know things.
Hey y'all. Girl, what is wrong with you? Y'all, I'm just tired. I'm just tired because she keeps trying to manifest things. She keeps trying to and doing none of the work.
Oh
Okay, she keeps trying to do career pulls, and I'm like, girl, you ain't got no career. How you gonna manifest and not do anything? I wanna say, girl, if you don't open up Google Docs and manifest a resume, but I ain't got a card for that. Girl, me too. It's soulmate this, twin flame that. Girl, if you don't take your soul to therapy, there ain't gonna be no mate for you.
I love this TikTok.
My girl over here scamming folks, lying through her teeth. Trifling, absolutely trifling. The other day, some girl came in and she put out the lovers card like a magician. Had it hidden in her sleeve and everything. I keep trying to warn the bitch, the spirit gonna deal with you. I keep flipping up that judgment card like a motherfucker, but she ain't gonna listen. She ain't gonna listen. Also, I'm not a deck that needs a 9 to 5. I'm not a 9 to 5 deck. I don't need a job. Okay, that's not what I'm meant for. I do not work. Ridiculous. Spirit gonna get her. Lots better than mine. This girl talking about she needs to clear her energies because she's an empath. Girl, what she is nosy. You know a good way to clear your energies is to mind your business.
True.
Yes, she is her. Oh, hey, Oracle deck. It's whatever. Yes, our girls are so naughty. They're so naughty. It's a good thing that
The
we
British
all
accent.
lead with love and light.
Oh my God, love and
You know, we
light.
encourage them to overcome their personal troubles. Oh yes, love and light. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Should I open up our next tarot reading with "Hello, Starseed"? Oh, so you understand. That's lovely. I can't wait to see all our
sarcasm.
girls thrive. I do love all conversations.
Girl, shut up.
That was hysterical. That was so well done to have the different tarot decks and what their tarot reader is using the cards for, how they're going about it. And I think like every single person can relate to a lot of those different like types of people, because I think we all have moments when we're reading tarot and we want a specific message and we're trying to have the tarot cards fit what we want instead of actually paying attention to the message that they're trying to tell us. And it's true, like if you don't pay attention to the message, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's just going to happen and you're going to be unprepared. Like they were saying with the judgment card and all that, I thought that was so well done. It was so funny, and the laughs. And then when you got the oracle deck to come in, I don't know if a lot of people who are outside of tarot readers know this, but there's like two mindsets when it comes to like tarot readers versus oracle readers. I read both, but there are like different vibes. Tarot is a lot more blunt and honest, truthful, and not afraid to hurt your feelings. And oracle decks are a softer approach where they're going to tell you stuff, but it's going to be a lot nicer. It's like a softer approach. And so when you're reading with tarot cards versus oracle cards, the messages are going to be conveyed differently between you need to get stuck together and being very aggressive with it versus I think you should do this. Like oracle cards are more suggesting, tarot cards are more saying if you don't do this, you're screwed. And so when people are just using oracle decks, it's a lot of like fluff and like filler, and they're not bad, but they're not serving the same purpose. A lot of times if you want a super in-depth reading, people are going to gravitate towards tarot cards. And so I thought that was so funny when the oracle cards started coming in with love and light, which nothing wrong with saying it, but it is kind of well known that a lot of the people who use love and light and are constantly pushing that narrative, they're not for shadow work and they're not for actually facing things and holding yourself accountable. It's more so like toxic positivity where everything's okay, everything's gonna work out, everything happens for a reason, and it's a lot of overlooking actual issues that are going on and not offering any help. They're kind of like the people who say to just pray it away. It's like, that's great, but I need a solution. And so it's kind of phrase to stay away from if you believe in a balanced approach to life and working with shadow and doing shadow work in order to better yourself. It's more so used by people who are only focused on the positive and a little bit delusional when it comes to their perspective on things. Oh my god. Honestly, that TikTok's super accurate. There's a lot of inexperienced witches who are trying to cast very intense spells that take a lot of time to gain the skills to do them, and they're doing them right away and not knowing that things can backfire or not caring that things can backfire. And this is coming from someone where I don't mind what other people do. If you want to do a love spell, I can't tell you that you can't do that. Like, that's fine. And I'm not even saying that's karma coming back to you for the love spell itself. I'm talking about the fact if you don't know what you're doing with spells and you cast that spell incorrectly, you can end up misfiring a spell and getting something you didn't ask for. So this has nothing to do with the context of the spell itself and everything to do with you need to know what you're doing before you do a spell. If you're someone where you know what you're doing and you're going to do a spell, that's fine because you know how to set up the protection that nothing bad is going to come of it and hurt you or backfire on you. But if you're someone where you're so new to this that you don't even know how to do the basics and you're trying to cast such an intense spell, it's like you can be happy now, like the TikTok was saying, but it's like wade into something, you know, you didn't do something correct or you didn't set something up correct or you didn't, you know, do so many different factors can go wrong in a spell. And it's like, I personally wouldn't do that. I personally didn't even get into spell work until much later in my craft. But that was just my personal choice. I don't think there's anything wrong with starting with spells early on, but you have to do beginner level spells until you work your way up. And because of TikTok, it's great, but it's also really bad because you have these baby witches seeing these very advanced spells and thinking they can do it without any knowledge of how to do things. And it's like, okay, it's not on me to protect you. That's just something you've got to do yourself. But it's definitely interesting to see how some of them have played out because they all have not been positive.
I did a medium reading yesterday where immediately when they came into the Zoom reading, I was like, oh, it's a man. And they were like, no, I want to talk to my sister. And I was like, well, there's a man that wants to talk. And they're like, no, I want to talk to my sister. So I go, okay, what's your sister's name? Call out to her. She literally looks at me and is like, I'm not talking. And the guy's like, talk about the man, talk about the man, talk about the man. So I'm like, okay, you guys, it's a man coming through. So I don't know what you want me to do. Like, there's a man here and he killed himself. And they're just kind of looking at each other. And the mother goes, I want to talk to my sister. So I'm like, listen, I don't know what you want from me. Like, I'm picking up on a man and I'm not going to change what I'm feeling because that's what I'm feeling. And then the daughter looks at her mother and she goes, maybe it's my father-in-law. And then the mother looks at the daughter and goes, well, we were just talking about him before we came into the Zoom reading. Really? And I go, did your father-in-law kill himself? And she goes, yeah, and my husband's really struggling right now because he just found out that he killed himself. Literally, like exactly what I said. So out of their 30-minute reading, they wasted 20 minutes of it because they wanted to talk to someone specific when the person that they were talking about, and not only were they talking about him before they came into the Zoom reading, she asked him to come through.
God.
She told me that she asked him to come through.
He did.
But when I was saying it's a man and he killed himself, I guess it didn't register. So, yeah, if you ask someone to come through in a reading, don't be surprised when they come through.
That's definitely an interesting story. I personally feel like you should allow whatever energy is present to come through, pass along their message, because who knows, maybe once the father-in-law passed along his message, the sister could have shown up and then they would have gotten both the messages. But especially like if you're asking for someone to come through before the reading, they're gonna come through. Like she said, don't be surprised. And especially like if the husband's struggling with it, he probably was like showing up as a way to say, hey, like, let me help, let me give some closure, some answers, you know, something, so that, you know, the husband is able to feel better, especially because they asked him to come through. And so I can imagine that was like a very difficult reading because like she said, they wasted a lot of time. So it's like an unfortunate situation to be in. And then I'm also just imagining like the father-in-law's energy just being there like, I'm here, you asked for me, speak to me, hello. And then them being like, who's here? I wonder who that is. So it probably was something where like it didn't register or something, but it's just like a very like interesting like situation to be in.
Technically, you are correct.
Okay, so this is an interesting topic because there is a lot of debate whether you have to be gifted a deck or if you can buy your own deck. So I'm interested to hear what this girl has to say.
But not for all tarot readings or oracle cards. There is a style of cartomancy that comes from the Romani that is completely closed to us. We cannot practice it unless you are Romani. And it's called TarotTok. If I have any Romani followers and I've pronounced that wrong, please correct the shit out of me for that, okay? But that type of cartomancy practice does involve tarot cards or often playing cards that are passed down from family member to family member, and it is an oral tradition only. So us white mayonnaise motherfuckers who are not Romani, not allowed to practice. But that tradition did carry over into tarot cards. Now, in the day of the modern age, buy all the tarot decks you want. I am literally a dragon when it comes to tarot decks. I have so many tarot decks.
Same.
And it's okay to gift tarot decks too. You don't have to go through the whole process of, well, I have to wait for someone to gift me. If you see a pretty deck, buy it. Especially with your hard-earned money in this economy, fuck everybody else.
I thought she was really well informed with her explanation. I think that even if you're not Romani, if you want to carry the tradition of having a deck gifted to you, I feel like you're free to do that. But I also agree with her in the sense that you don't need to if you're not a part of that culture and if that's not your beliefs. You can go ahead and buy the decks, especially because they're like mass produced now. They're not something where they have to be passed down. So you're able to get them, especially if you think one is pretty. And like she said, I have a lot of decks too, so I get it. Like if you're interested in the style, the artwork, whatever it is about a certain deck, and it's out at Barnes & Noble or wherever you get your decks from, and you want to pick it up and take it home, I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay, I gotta read this one. Yes, I agree with that TikTok 100%. When I was first getting into the craft, I ended up creating my own rules of ethics because that's what I was taught to do. So from the people around me, they told me to create my own set of rules of what I will read, what I won't read, and not even just with tarot readings, but also what I will do, what I don't do. And I still have those boundaries in my practice today. There's certain things that I refuse to read on. Even though I can read on them, I choose not to. And I think everyone should have a set of rules for themselves that they follow and they stick with, and they don't break those rules for anyone, because it doesn't matter how much money it is. If you're uncomfortable doing it, you shouldn't like push yourself to do it, because you set that boundary for a reason. And I think it's really good to practice boundaries in all aspects of your life. But just because you have a specific set of boundaries doesn't mean that someone else has the same set. And so it's not on us to judge them. And I think that's something, especially in witch talk, that people don't seem to understand. Just because you wouldn't do something doesn't mean that others can't. The same way that, you know, like I said with that baby witch video that we saw earlier about them doing the very intense spells, I don't have issues with them doing whatever spell they want. It's knowing where you're at your craft, where you're doing what's safe for you as a spell. But I don't choose to believe in the rule of three, but that doesn't mean that someone's wrong because they believe in it. I think that both things can be true for different people. And so it's up to you how you create your own practice to be. And so I'm glad that someone finally said it. I don't know if other people have been saying it, but I haven't seen it on my feed. And so I'm really glad that this creator pointed it out, because it's something that so many people get into these fights about what they can do and what they can't do and what's ethical and what's not. And it's like, what's ethical to you and ethical to someone are going to be two different things. And you two are never going to agree. And so we have to just allow everyone to do what's best for them. Barbie! I love this movie. Oh, I like what she's doing. So she's taken the pagan holidays and comparing them to our everyday holidays. This is so accurate. That TikTok was so much fun. I love that movie, and so it was super nostalgic for me to hear that sound. And then I also love the fact that it's showing people the pagan holidays that we had and how they've been converted into the holidays that a lot more people are familiar with. And so it's a good way to start seeing what holidays are connected so that you can start researching them and learn about what traditions have been taken from paganism. And that's something that was really fascinating to me when I first started learning witchcraft, because I learned about the pagan holidays, and a lot of them are like the Christian holidays too that have been taken from paganism. So I think that's really interesting. And so if you're interested in learning about like modern day traditions and where they stem from, definitely look into the pagan holidays and see how they connect.
Oh, we're being rude? Awesome, cool. My fucking
Love
turn.
that. I love that energy. This is a really great video to end on because it's such a powerful message. But I love, like with tarot, the fact that I'm able to help people and let them know, like, hey, this situation's not going to get better. It's not going to improve. And I'm not saying that because I don't want you to be happy. I'm saying that because this is the solution in order for you to be happy. This is what needs to change in order for you to get away and actually protect yourself and put yourself first. Because as tarot readers, sometimes you have people coming to you and they're not aware of the bigger issues going on. A lot of times people are focused on the direct thing that they can see, that they can understand. But as tarot readers, we can kind of connect the dots and let them gain more insight and therefore more awareness on their own life. And for me as a tarot reader, not only am I trying to tell them the truth so that they're able to bring awareness to the situation, but it's my goal to also help people learn how to trust their intuition so that eventually they don't need me to do tarot readings for them. They have a strong enough intuition of themselves to know what they're doing and be reassured with everything that they're doing. Because I don't want people to have to rely on me or an outside source for answers or confirmation or anything. I want them to be able to learn how to develop their intuition where they believe in themselves enough to trust that their decisions are correct. And so I thought the energy of that TikTok was fantastic. It's super accurate for tarot readers who truly care about their clients and aren't trying to keep them in bad situations so they keep coming back to them. And honestly, I think that's what tarot is all about. It's giving you insight and awareness to a situation so you then can find answers and a solution in order to make progress in your life. Tarot isn't so that you keep going in this loop back and forth. It's meant to give you answers to help you, not to hinder you. And so sometimes, tarot's not giving you the most positive message. They're not doing it to keep you stuck. They're doing it so that you begin a new cycle. And that's the thing about tarot. No matter how harsh or painful a message is, it's always being given to you as a way to help you move forward. Tarot is never meant to hold you back. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely had a laugh during some of the TikToks, and I hope you did too. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share with others who should see it. If you aren't already subscribed, please do so. I'd love to have you a part of this family so you see when I post my next video. I post new videos every single week, and I'm going to have other videos linked in the cards above for you to watch next. I can't wait to see you all in my next video. I hope you have a good one. Bye!